What's going on, everybody? So, I wanted to give you guys a heads up. There is a new DLC coming out for Strategic Command World War One. It's called Empires in Turmoil. So, this is their first DLC. Heads up. Soldiers Strategic Command World War One will have its first DLC. Empires in Turmoil. This winter, prepare to fight on some of the most turbulent battlefields of the 20th century, from Siberia to East Africa. Lead your armies during 6 new campaigns, including the First and Second Balkan Wars, the Russian Civil War. Ooh, that alone got me. And World War I's German East Africa campaign. But that's not all. There will be new unit types such as German, I'm not going to be able to put Freikors, and the famed Gravan, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, steamer, and more. New events including the Albanian independence movement, allied and possible German intervention in the Russian Civil War. Ooh, I like that. And last but not least, an all-new victory condition the destruction of the enemy army. Hope you like this and stay tuned. Can't wait to show you more in the next few months. So here is the screenshots, the eye candy here. So I'm assuming this is Greece, UK. And I really want to play the Russian Civil War, especially since, I learned that U.S. troops were actually fighting in Russia at one point. Yeah, that was very interesting to find out. We now have them at our mercy. Yeah, this sounds really interesting. See if you can stop the red tide, The war has begun. His Imperial Majesty Tsar Nicholas II has advised that our primary objective must be the destruction of the German army. Now, I wonder, because this is 1914, I wonder if you can go from 1914, right, the outbreak of World War I, through continuously to the Russian Civil War and, to the conclusion of that Russian Civil War. Because I think the Russian Civil War, it didn't fully complete, I think, until, correct me if I'm wrong, the early 20s. Alright, so there's 5 screenshots. Okay, so 6 campaigns. The Balkan League, decades of nationalism prompted Serbia, Bulgaria, Greece, and Montenegro to form the Balkan League, an alliance formed that driving the Ottomans out of Europe with long, indefensible frontiers to guard, and the Ottomans' best fighting forces against Italy and Africa. The sick man of Europe has a difficult fight ahead of him. But those nationalist pressures that brought the Balkan League together threatened to drive it apart. Competing territorial claims ensure that the Balkan nations will eye each other with suspicions, while the arrival of the Ottoman reinforcements means that any fracture in the League's unity may prove fatal. Alright, the Balkan League may have triumphed, but the promises of the 1878 Treaty of San Stefano remains nullified mere weeks after defeating the Ottoman. Bulgaria turns on its guns. Ooh, I like this! Seeking to conquer on the battlefield while wasn't won in the London Peace Conference and beginning a second Balkan War. Yet Bulgaria is not only the only nation harboring territorial ambitions. Romania looks... I know in history we focus on the bigger conflicts, World War One, World War Two, Russian Civil War, things like this. But I would love a documentary on this. This sounds so interesting. While resurgent Ottoman Empire is seeking to reclaim... Oh, wow. This right here sounds really amazing. If you guys know a good documentary about this, please let me know. Hindenburg's glory, having been called out of retirement, take over the command of the German 8th Army from von Pritz. Von Hindenburg faced an unenviable situation. The Russian First Army is advanced from the east, while Samenov's Second Army is advanced from the south. Both must be defeated if East Prussia is to be saved. Indeed, the whole German war plan requires victory here. Can Hindenburg pull it off? So you got 1915. Wow, there's so much in this one. General Townshend's advance on Baghdad has been halted. Consistent with British and Indian troops have been forced to retire. Here they prepare to withstand the siege, fully confident of the released force will soon be coming to their rescue, but will it arrive in time? The Lion of Africa. Germans' colonies have fallen one by one to the forces of the British Empire and to allies with little hope of reinforcement. Most fell quickly, but as a surprise, German victory at Tangra has allowed one to fight on. It is now in 1916, and German East Africa stands alone, but its but it stands. Determined to crush this lone holdout and free up thousands of men for service in Europe, British have assembled the second invasion force poised to invade the Kaiser's last colony from all directions. So I like that. And then here, 1919, Shadow of the Tsars. New Year's Day, 1919, while Europe celebrates the end of the Great War, Russia has never been more divided. The Romanovs may be gone, but the nation woes are far from over. Two revolutions have shattered its government. A wave of uprisings have sparked a civil war, while the collapse of the Central Powers have breathed a new life into national movements and opened the door to foreign intervention. Now equipped with allied weapons and supplies, the white leaders Kolchak and then Click sensed opportunity to topple the Bolsheviks once and for all with a grand offensive aimed at Moscow. However, their forces are divided, while Trotsky's Red Army benefits from a unified command and interior lines of communication on a map stretching from the Vistula to the Urals. Your decision will shape Russia's future. Will the country return to the old order, or the Bolshevik revolution under Lenin's leadership succeed in installing a dictatorship of the proletariat? Wow. Okay. Interesting. I wonder how much it's going to be. Curious about the pricing. And it's coming soon, so probably this fall, I'm assuming. But yeah, I can't. This is gonna be very interesting. I'm just gonna. For me, the first thing I'm gonna do is the Russian Civil War. That to me is very interesting. But again, if you know anything about documentaries for these two, this is very interesting. I would love to find a documentary on this and then play it in this game. Anyway, special thank you to Fury Software, Slitherine, and Matrix Games. Appreciate those free, technically they're DLCs, that you guys gave out earlier. I can't wait for this one to come out. This is going to be awesome. And let's see if we can turn back the red tide. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Catch you in the next one. See you then.